In a quiet town nestled between the mountains, there was an old clock tower that loomed over the streets. It had been silent for decades, its hands frozen at midnight. The townsfolk whispered tales of the tower, claiming it held the power to manipulate time itself. They warned of its curse. Those who dared to wind the clock would be forever trapped in a loop of their most haunting memories. One stormy evening, a curious young woman named Clara, drawn by the tales, decided to visit the tower. Armed with a flashlight and a sense of adventure, she climbed the creaking stairs, each step echoing like a heartbeat. As she reached the top, the air grew heavy, and the shadows danced around her. Clara found the clock's mechanism covered in dust, but its gears seemed to pulse with an otherworldly energy. Ignoring the warnings that echoed in her mind, she reached for the long-abandoned winding key. With a deep breath, she turned it. The clock sprang to life, its hands moving with a frantic urgency. The air crackled, and Clara felt a jolt of energy surge through her. Suddenly, she was no longer in the tower but standing in her childhood bedroom, reliving her happiest memories, birthday parties, laughter, and warmth. But the joy was fleeting. The scene warped, and she was thrust into her darkest moments, her father's last breath, her mother's silent tears. Each turn of the clock forced her deeper into her past, where time twisted and bent. Clara tried to scream, but no sound escaped her lips. She was a spectator in her own life, watching as the clock dragged her through the agony she thought she had buried. Desperate, she ran back to the clock, hoping to turn the key again and escape the nightmare. But the key was gone, and the hands of the clock continued to spin, faster and faster. The clock tower began to collapse around her, splintering wood and crumbling stone as if the very fabric of time was unraveling. In that moment of chaos, Clara understood the truth. The clock had not just awakened her memories, it had consumed her. She was now part of its cursed mechanism, destined to wind and unwind in an eternal cycle of torment. As the clock struck midnight, the tower fell silent once more, its hands forever pointing to the moment of her despair. And in the town below, the townsfolk would continue to whisper tales of the clock tower, never knowing that Clara was now trapped within its walls, forever lost in time.